Creamy, cheesy perfection. Risotto is champagne food on a beer budget. Let's make it. Arborio rice sounds a little fancier, and sometimes it can be a little pricier, but there are definitely options like this one. I mean, this bag was less than $3, so, you know. We'll start by just chopping the onion. I'm gonna chop my onion pretty finely, and that's the hardest part of the whole recipe. We're gonna start by heating up about 2 teaspoons of olive oil and about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna get that melted and then stir in my onion. You're gonna need a good wooden spoon for this. It's just tradition. Any Italian is gonna tell you need a good wooden spoon. All right, when your butter and oil are ready, we're gonna add in the onion. I'm gonna stir this around till it's nice and fragrant and the onion has started to turn translucent. At this point, I'm also gonna add in about half a teaspoon of salt. That's gonna help the onions soften. All right, once your onions are good, we're gonna add in our rice. I'm gonna go about 1.25 cups. This is the key step, and this is what kind of differentiates this from just regular rice. We're coating them in that fat, so they'll stay separated. So we cook this just for a couple minutes till you start to see the rice grains go from that real opaque white. Just like when you're cooking pasta or rice, you want to incorporate the flavor, the salt, while it's cooking. You don't want to salt this at the end. So I've already added a little salt to the onions. Our broth also has salt in it, so I don't want to get it overly salty, and we're going to stir in some Parmesan cheese at the end, but you definitely want to incorporate it while it's cooking. This is optional, but before I start incorporating my broth, I like to deglaze a little bit with some wine. This is pretty traditional. Typically I'd do like a Pinot Grigio to keep it Italian, but all I got is the Chardonnay, so that'll do. We are going to add our stock or broth about 1 cup at a time. Then you are going to stir it until that liquid is incorporated. Then you add another cup and do the same thing. You're gonna keep this process going until your rice tenderizes. Once you see that liquid has mostly incorporated, while that's happening, I'm gonna grate my cheese. 3 cups down at this point. You can definitely tell I have at least doubled or tripled my volume. I can tell that these are still gonna be too crunchy. There's nothing worse than crunchy risotto. All right, I'm going in with my last cup. Time for a taste to see where we are in the process. Getting close. I'm probably gonna go in with about another 1/2 cup of stock. If yours has enough flavor, or maybe it's too salty at this point, you could just add water, okay? Don't worry. Probably about 5 minutes or so, and we'll be done. Well, almost. You gotta put the finishing touches on it. Let's see. It's perfect. So this is what it looks like when it's done. So the finishing touches is just gonna be another 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter and some Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna add in a little cracked pepper. It's creamy and dreamy as promised. If you wanted to add vegetables or fresh herbs, now is the time to do it. Like I said, this is the OG simple risotto. It's the perfect base for anything, and now you know how to make it. I'm gonna show you my favorite way to finish it off. It's just a little bit of frozen peas and a little bit of lemon zest. Enough to just kind of brighten it up a little bit. And that, my friends, is how to make risotto. Let's serve her up. As you can see, it's incredibly delicious just on its own, or I love to serve it as a base for delicious protein. I mean, y'all, this is the perfect dinner. It can be humble and simple, or you can fancy it up for Valentine's or another special occasion. I mean, perfect bites. Although, let me complete the meal. Fancy lunch for a work day. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll give this recipe a try. Be sure you're subscribed and let me know in the comments what you want me to teach you how to make next. See you next time. I just love my job.